As an avenue to improve safety, MoDOT engineers are considering J-turns at some locations on divided highways. A J-turn allows motorists to cross traffic on busy routes more safely, while helping to reduce traffic crashes, fatalities, and injuries. MoDOT has used these new intersections in several projects around the state and is hoping to expand their usage statewide. But what is a J-turn? Well, instead of crossing over two fast-moving lanes of traffic on a four-lane divided highway, drivers will turn right in the same direction as traffic and then safely merge into the left turning lane, then turn left to head in the opposite direction. A typical four-lane divided highway with a crossover intersection has 42 possible vehicle conflict points. What's worse is that the majority of those conflict points could lead to very severe or even fatal crashes. However, by installing a J-turn design intersection, conflict points can be reduced to as few as 24, and these crashes would not be as severe.
Once you go into a J-turn and experience that, you'll understand the difference. You're dealing with merging traffic, maybe a lane change. Lane changes, accidents can happen, and they can be bad, but at-grade crossings create T-bone accidents, and those are almost always deadly or severe injuries. There's a tremendous difference.
Although drivers will have to drive slightly further to get where they want to go, using J-turns can take the same, maybe even less time than trying to wait for an appropriate gap to cross traffic at a typical intersection.
As a professional driver with a truck like I drive, I have a 53-foot trailer, and a lot of these intersections, the old at-grade crossings, I have to sit there and wait for traffic to clear from both directions because there's not room for me in the middle a lot of times. Even if there is room in the middle, once I make that commitment, then it's very treacherous for me if there's any traffic coming at all. It's simple. If there's no one around, they work great. But for me, the old traditional crossings, you're dealing with, if you're going to make a left turn, you're dealing with a minimum of 4 lanes of traffic going in 2 different directions. The J-turn, when I approach a J-turn, if I'm going to make a left turn, I have to look to my left. I deal with 2 lanes of traffic going in one direction, and they're right outside my driver's door. When I make that turn, when I get down to make my J loop of my J-turn, I'm dealing with 2 lanes of traffic, only 2 lanes of traffic, and they're going the same direction, and they're right out my windshield. And to me, that the conflict of traffic is so much simpler and safer, and there's no comparison.
The acceleration lanes in a J-turn intersection can also help vehicles merge at a higher rate of speed than if you were starting from a dead stop. You can see by watching this video that drivers are able to make easy and legal movements to maneuver their way through the J-turn, making for a much safer drive.
A little bit of inconvenience you feel when you have to go a quarter mile and turn and come back. When you're returning to that address, there's no inconvenience. So it's a small price to pay, I think, for the tremendous amount of safety. It increases safety so much on these crossings. I think it's a very small price to pay myself.